Yeah, this is right up my alley. I'm always stoked to revisit One More. The first ColorBuds were a happy little surprise. It's hilarious. I made it through that whole review. I think I did a really good job describing the tuning and audio performance, and I totally got the driver wrong. I'm real good at what I do. Now, the ColorBuds 2 arrive with a similar mission, obviously for having the same product name, but add a little extra quality of life tech. The main idea for ColorBuds is to deliver a smaller solution, one of the smallest I've ever seen for intraoral earbuds. Quick aside, I've got a standalone video talking about the issues people might have if they have smaller ear canals. It's probably popping out somewhere up here on your screen right now. But everything here is teeny and I love it. I've had novelty keychains, larger than this charge case, but we still have all the perks. Multiple charges in the case, and now with wireless charging. For the buds themselves, we move up to Bluetooth 5.2 with support for aptX Adaptive, Qualcomm's newest audio codec. Talking about adaptive is going to be fun because it should handle data more efficiently, and it should better adjust to changes in your environment, juggling quality versus signal stability. I also have a full interview with the folks at Qualcomm about Snapdragon sound and their research into new codecs for anyone who might be interested. The new hotness for ColorBuds 2, they get active noise cancellation to help take some edge off of the noise around you. And I also got to play with the Sound ID app from SonarWorks to help tune these buds to my specific listening tastes. The tech is on point, and this is becoming the mainstream idea of true wireless for combining solid audio gear with better quality of life features. But these are earbuds, so how do they sound? I accidentally thought that the first gen ColorBuds were dynamic drivers, and the ColorBuds 2 totally sound like they could be balanced arms. There are different sonic characteristics for different drivers and earbuds, but I feel like One More has maintained a solid consistency moving from ColorBuds 1 to ColorBuds 2. The out-of-the-box tuning is going to be a little lighter and brighter. Even on a dynamic driver, One More seems to be leaning into more articulation for the mids, more room for attack, less focus on the rumble, decay, and sub-bass. You hear and feel those kick drums, but there's not going to be a lot of sustained rumble after the main hit. They're not hollow sounding. There is some fat here, but let's say you fire up some classic funk. Lead guitar and vocals take a starring role, and the bass is going to feel just a touch further back in the mix. And happily for me, this also holds true for the brightest of highs in a lot of the tracks I test with. It's almost like a reverse smiley face. There's this bright shimmer which doesn't get overhyped. And even on my most aggressive pop tracks, these walk right up to the edge of getting shrill, but hang on to a point where I don't find them fatiguing. This is a nice bit of headroom on a smaller driver, and the Sound ID app can find you a little bit more color when you take the time to tune them. I like this general profile testing on the app where it's almost like going to an optometrist. Do you like A or B? A or B? A or B? It took a couple minutes of that critical listening, but then using that custom profile on my toughest torture test, OK Go WTF, the sound profile nailed what I like to hear in that track. The crunchy distortion was served up sharp and precise. The upper shrill end of the track was tucked farther away. Chef's kiss. A quick note on the new tech, One More is adding ANC, but it's kind of subtle. Out of the box, the ANC is active. They just turn it on for you. And a long press on the casing flips you over to an ambient mode. Now, most of the environmental noise reduction is going to come from getting the right fit on these ear tips. You really want to block the ear canal. The active noise cancellation just takes a bit more edge off. So if you're sensitive to that stuffy ear feeling, ColorBuds are not that. And ditto the ambient mode. It's not going to resemble some of the modes that feel hyped or amplified. It just kind of opens the bud up. And it's almost like moving to the feel of using an open ear earbud. One More has delivered some of the most brutal silencing earbuds I've ever used. The ColorBuds live in a tier below that kind of noise reduction.
And of course, the all-important microphone test. As we all know, this is not a call quality test, because that really depends more on your signal, your data connection, your tower connection, all of that fancy technology stuff. But isolating these earbuds, a direct recording to a phone and kind of capturing some video at the same time so you can see me talking about this stuff. I always think it's kind of interesting to look at those differences in marketing. You know, the earbuds that have 3 microphones per earbud versus 2 microphones per earbud, and really taking a listen at how once you kind of move that information through Bluetooth, those differences might not be quite so dramatic because Bluetooth. But at least here, we can get kind of a sense of a real world condition, what this might sound like, at least recorded locally. And it is kind of a breezy day here too. So hopefully these mics are able to kind of cope with the breeze coming across my face here. And also it's really hot. So I think that's about all we really need to hear right now.
And on that note, I suppose we should probably start wrapping this up. The ColorBuds 2 are a solid continuation of the original, and they manage all of these improvements while launching at a lower price than the first generation, which is excellent progress in this sub $100 market. Not only is earbud competition savage at this tier, I have to give 1MORE some kudos for providing a vibrant portfolio of options. Few companies have offered up as many truly different headphones for consumers as this brand has. If we're going to take true wireless as seriously as cabled audio, we need to see as broad a playing field of solutions. It's not enough to come out with one good earbud. We need good fit for people using open ear solutions, smaller casings, larger casings, single driver, multi-drivers, circular ear tips, oblong tips. Every human ear is ridiculously unique. And folks out there need these choices to get the best experience. 1MORE is one of the few companies really forging that path, and ColorBuds 2 fit right in. I'll of course leave some links down below where you might shop these puppies online, and I might also have a promo code that can save you a little cash on any 1MORE gear you might want to shop. As always, thanks so much for watching, sharing, and subscribing. Supporting these channels never been more critical than it is today, so I greatly appreciate those of you who are checking out the links down below. Maybe you're shopping some merch. That kind of stuff really does help keep production rolling on this channel. Full list of all my affiliates and partnerships on SomeGadgetGuy.com, or you might consider, just maybe, joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon, patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. This list is basically a collection of the coolest tech pals on the planet, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch, and the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I will catch you all on the next review.